Well, hello and welcome back. We're live again. This is now part six, okay? And this is telling you all about what's going on so you can understand the book of time. So this is an introductory, just like, and what we're going to be doing so you know what we're doing and what adventure I want you to follow me on. And let me follow you back. Now, right away, let's go for the TikTok page. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a link to the TikTok page in here. Let's cut and paste and put it in before we all start talking away. And you can follow that link. I might have already done this by the way, so not too sure. So let's go back to TikTok page. Let's copy it. Copy. Done it. Let's go back to where I am. Let's give me back there. And let's put in that little bit. Say something. And let me paste it. Let me paste it in. Pasted it. And let me send it up there. I might have already done this, but if not, you just get the same. Yeah, I can see it. So you've now got it twice. So anyway, there you go. That's it. You've got it there. So if you want a link to the TikTok, that's the TikTok page. Trying to build that TikTok page up, go live. Quicker I go live, the better. You're just going to get the same kind of stuff, but it might be a wee bit different in a sense. But I'm trying to go live on the More Than One channel at once. So I'll be live on a couple of devices, yeah? And it will be going out to whoever. And what I'm trying to do is build up as much following as we possibly can, because that's basically seems to be what the idea of the internet is. More following you get, the more chances you get somewhere. Yeah. And we'd like to teach you that as well as we're going along with it. So we make mistakes, we want to let you know that, oh, dearie me, made a big mistake going that way, and you don't go that way. So you actually don't make the mistakes we make. Does that make sense to you? That's it. Anyway, today's all about what we're going to be using and how we're going to be telling a story and how we're going to be putting the story out to you. There's quite a number of ways we're going to put the story out to you. There's going to be cartoons. So you've got a kind of cartoon figure of what's happening. So therefore you can follow it and follow the story. But you can also make the story up for us, i.e. if you want us to talk about something, there's a subject you need to listen to about your child. Need a bit of help, you maybe need a bit of help, somebody needs a bit of help somewhere out in that world. Just give us an idea and we'll try and make a little script and try and make something of it. We're going to reenact history. We're going to take history from day dot. So in other words, there's nothing total dark, total blackness. And we're going to take it from blackness to the first creatures that ever went on the planet Earth. And we're going to be looking at the intelligence. We're going to be looking at how a creature thinks or thought at that time up to now. So in other words, we're going to be looking for knowledge, wisdom, thoughts, right? And we're going to try and reenact what we think might have happened to me back then. Yeah. And we've got a device that takes us from one place to another place. You're going to device, it's called a funnel. And it will take you from the beginning of time to the end of time, past the end of time to the beginning of time again. And in between it is where we come in with a book of time and we start getting the knowledge and we start putting the knowledge in. Yeah, real good idea to move you through, move you forward in life. And then they teach you things that are going on, teach you things that have happened, and see if we can learn through different ways of believing in things and things like that. So it's all about education, right? That's my number one thing, is to try and do education in a way that's not been done before or has been done before, but it's not been explored enough. To do try and do education by people that are experienced and educated and don't mind sharing with people that are lacking a bit of education and trying to grasp that education. And sometimes people are slower at learning things. And therefore, if we can do it in a pace where people can help each other. So, talking sake, I come in and I join. I want to know how to join this and be part of this. Then what I do is I say to myself, how do I get in there? Oh, we get an application form, right? We fill that application form in and we send it in. And we make sure that a responsible adult is supervising anyone that's younger. So in the application form will be from an 18-year-old upwards, because in this country I live in, apparently you're an adult the day you turn 18. The day before you're not an adult, you're still a child. So keep that in mind, people, that 18-year-old and an adult because you can vote. That's the way they do it in this country. What they do in other countries, no idea. That's their way. But our way, 18 and above, is an adult. Below 18 is not an adult, and that's what the law in this country tells us. So what we say to people is as long as you've got an 18-year-old that consents to things and allows, then we can have you aboard and do what you're doing. Yeah, we'd like to know everything, everything. So you basically tell us, oh, I done this today, da, 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 da. Oh, you should try this. Oh, I like that storyline, but we could have done it a bit different. And if I was doing that storyline, this is the way I would do the storyline. Now, what happens is we would go through all this stuff and looking at it and thinking, and we'll be saying images and different things to us. And we'll be looking at it and we'll be saying, hey, we can reenact that live, with live people. Yeah, actors and actresses, they're called. And maybe we could use them to reenact different things, you know. And if Father Wisdom's happy, this is what really counts, then these stories could end up in the Book of Time, creating the book. As we stand at the moment, there's nothing in the Book of Time except for whatever we imagine and make and put in the Book of Time. But the contents in the Book of Time have not been lost yet. So the contents we're going to put in the Book of Time is going to be lost in the future. That's confusing, that one, isn't it? Because the contents are not in the Book of Time yet, but the contents we put in the Book of Time is going to be lost. And that's going to be up to you to find the lost contents in the Book of Time. Yeah. So we've not put any contents in the Book of Time. Yeah, that contents is going to be lost, and then you've got to go and find them. Very confusing. But think about it, because that's what your job's going to be. Now, if you're under 10-year-old, and apparently this might be going up to 14 or 15 or something, because someone has told me 10's too young, it's to go a bit older. But if it does go up, we'll let you know, and we'll let you know the ages. But as it stands right now, as I'm speaking to you, I believe it's 10-year-old and under. It's called a Wisdom Ranger. Wisdom Rangers, obviously, parents' permission all the time here. 18-year-old above is what we talk to. You're under 18, you must get an agreement with a parent and it must be signed and everything else. And then we'll send you necessary welcome pack and things like this, explaining everything. So you do everything exactly right. But we don't want to see, like you can see me, you see my face. So if I walk down the street and you see me and you see my face, you can say, oh, hi, Andy. You know my name. You know who I am. Yeah. No problem with that if you're over 18 and you want to do that. Yeah. If you're under 18, we have a problem with showing your face. That's what we have a problem with. Nothing else. Just show your face. Because we don't want people to be able to identify you through our program. Yeah. You know? So when you become a Wisdom Ranger, which is under the Apple mark, you're allowed to pick your own nickname. Not your own name, because your name identifies you, but your nickname. And you have what's called a Wisdom Ranger nickname number. And all correspondence we do from then onwards will be this nickname and this number. And you would be the only one that knows your nickname and number because it's yours. You're the one that created it, it's yours. And any correspondence of us will be direct to you. If there's any correspondence, it has to be to someone older, i.e., makes in a present direct for your birthday and say, oh, we need an address to send it to you and your nickname. And remember, we're always going to use your nickname. But we would have to contact an 18-year-old to find out where to forward the President's Day things. So therefore, the 18-year-old has got to be in control of any conversation here and there. You understand? So that's why you've got to ask mum, dad, someone over 18, if you don't unfortunately you don't have mother or father and you're brought up with a carer or something, then the people that's responsible for you over 18 are the only ones that we can correspond with on your behalf, and they have to give us permission to talk to them. We don't want to be talking to minors at all. We want to talk to 18 and over. Doesn't mean we don't want to help minors, because the whole idea of the Book of Time is to help everyone. And we want to start off from the bottom up, because education starts the minute you talk, the minute you walk, the minute you crawl. That's when education starts. When mummy and daddy have a baby and mummy's in hospital or mummy has a baby, we don't know. But when someone has a baby and people in the family, if they're lucky enough, the baby's got a family, but even if it's not got a family, it's got something's happening and it just happens to be brought up and get whatever, and whatever something's happened, and you know, because this does happen in life, then we want to be able to remember that experience for the people, that was the most beautiful thing in the world, and no corruption, no nothing. And the corruption comes later when people try to educate and bring up. So what we want to do is we want to bring the best education for the children growing up. So we want the people that are older to teach the smallest ones as they grow. I don't know if that makes sense. So that's where the Book of Time comes in. Because all the knowledge you're putting in the Book of Time is for the benefit for the people coming up. Whatever stage in life they're at, they're coming up, and knowledge is a good thing. Not for everyone, but for a lot of people out there. And as they say, two heads are better than one head. So I would say 2 million heads are better than 1 million. So on. So if you can understand that logic, that's the logic of the Book of Time. Yeah. Now, there's a lot of material and a lot of stuff there that's good for education, you know. And I've been looking into different kind of devices and different kind of things to use while writing the book that I think might be beneficial to you. I'm not affiliated with anyone. There's no one paying me any money to use these materials or things. These materials and things are things that I found that helped me and helped me get better from my illness and my back time, but also made me think about others and think about how can I help the wee guy at primary school that's not 100% sure, the guy that's not well, and the guy that's very hard to get through to, and how can we do all that kind of stuff? But how can we do it in a way that we're not forcing it on them, and we're doing it at their pace, and we're doing it the way that's successful for them? You understand? And we're not doing it a way that is it's written black and white that this must be done because the curriculum says this is the right way to do everything. Because sometimes the curriculum, there's some children it doesn't work for, and these are the ones that we struggle to be successful in life, and they're successful in life when they have that little extra outside different kind of education that goes and works with the education they have with these people that are trained to do the education. And that comes from life. And it also comes from various people in the world and various parents and things that care about their children enough, but also care about other people's children enough to share their experiences and their way they found to sort that out and to give hints to other people that are in that situation where they're climbing the walls and going, oh, what did I do? What did I do wrong? Where did we get wrong? When they never done nothing wrong, they just lack the knowledge because they've not went through that part of life themselves. But someone else up there has went through that part of life and looks back and goes, "Oh, I'm glad I done this because it worked." You see, now that's like science. Does it work? No, it doesn't work. Does it work? No, it doesn't work. Does it work? No, it doesn't work. Oh, that works. Therefore, something works. Yeah. So it's the same way education. Education is a process of you're not too sure what you do, then you do it. Did I get it right? Did I get it wrong? Sometimes you're intelligent enough to get it right first time. Other times it's 20, 30 times before you get it right. Then someone comes in and says, just like to twig that a little bit and do it this way. And then you get it right every time and you go, oh, I wish I'd done that at the beginning. But you never done it that way from the beginning because you didn't know how to do it that way from the beginning. So therefore the person that brought you in and twigged it has educated you. You understand? You can't go up and do a driving license and never drive a car and pass straight away. You have what's called a driving instructor that takes you through the ropes step by step, and you become someone that doesn't know what a car looks like unless it's in a box. You buy it at the shop and you see people driving past you. But when you go in and drive a car, it's a different experience, and you don't know how to do it. Could you imagine everybody picking up car keys? Oh, I'm 18, I can get a car, I can drive. Bang, bang, bang. Why did they go bang, bang, bang? Because they've never learnt nothing. And they jump in, they put their foot in the wrong gear stick or whatever, or put their foot in the wrong pedal, and boom, it goes and it bangs across to the next car. No, that's why we have driving instructions, and that's why we have driving lessons, is to teach you how to drive properly and safely. And it's the same with education. We have schools, fantastic. We have colleges, fantastic. We have all these places that are fantastic. Can't knock none of them down because they help you. Sometimes you don't want their help, you don't like the help, you don't understand their help. So this is when the battle comes to try and help the ones that are not 100%, and also help the ones at 100% because they don't know everything. Knowledge is key. Yeah, knowledge takes you away from the criminality side. So if you're knowledgeable and you're intelligent and all you're getting help that way, then you're too busy focusing on that side of life to be wanting to go the other side of life that takes you down another road. So hopefully the Book of Time can help in that way with some people. Not everyone, but it's not going to be for everyone. So if it's for you, follow us, share, and help us. Help others. Help you. Because the more people that help each other and look after each other, which we seem to have forgotten in this world, the more chance of a better life for everyone, and the more chance for a better community. Growing up, I always heard that saying that we want to leave a better world for others. And I think it's time we started looking that way. Because at the moment, from what I can see, and I'm 61 year old, which may not be an old age, but from what I can see is there seems to be a rule in the world that we want to fill our pockets and pretend we're going to help others. That's the rule seems to be. And we want to make up things that we can then make sure that we're okay and our family's okay. And let's forget the families at the bottom of the table that don't have this power and stuff and all that. So we seem to live in a world where, myself personally, looking at people that are in charge and everything else, and looking at their families and their waving to us and their let's hold your hand with white gloves but don't touch you in case I catch a disease families. And there's quite a lot of them around the world, yeah? And it looks as if their families are tying up everything and allowing the other families to get nowhere. And then when the other families actually get near them, they kind of class divide them. The way I describe it, how dare he sit at the same restaurant as me? He never went to the same school area, whatever it is divided that they believe in their brains. And how dare he even walk, sit next to me, There is people out there that think that way and have that mentality, yeah. And they look at a way of stopping the working class person I'm talking about here now, we're getting into working class, and they look at a way of stopping a working class person from having a voice or making a movement or doing anything, because they have what the working class person seems to think the right thing and the right thing they need, i.e., and it's, I can agreed there on that one. Whereas for myself personally, they can stick all their money where the sun don't shine, because it's not money what it's about. Because if I'm running about after the money and I'm trying to catch a dollar that I can never catch, then I'm wasting my energy on something that's not beneficial to me. Whereas if I was running about and trying to get a better life for my children and my grandchildren and my next generation after that, then it's beneficial to me. You understand? Because I don't have time for the big yacht, this, that. I don't need that. I don't have time for it. You understand? I would like to earn a bit of money to be comfortable, and I think I'd like to plough the rest back into what I'm doing. So anything that's donated to me or anything that helps me along the road with what I'm doing just now, it will be spread that kind of way. And the more it'll go back to this than actually go to myself. But it doesn't mean I won't take a few bob and buy myself things. I'm a human being just like you are. And human beings like to have material things and they like to buy them and look a bit better in life and do things a bit better. So I will go down that road if things are successful, and I will have a couple up here and a couple up there, and I will spend on things that I want and things that I want to do. But I'm hoping to spend most of it back into what we're doing here and building it. And I'm hoping to leave something for my grandchildren and my children and whatever comes after it, a better life. And this is what I'm telling other people is when you're having your life and you're making, I don't know, just talking, this is a talking, you're making £100 a day. You used to make 30 or 40 pound a day, but now you're up to £100 a day. And £100 a day you can't spend. Just talking here, because there's nutters out there can spend a lot more than that, but you can't spend £100 a day. So therefore it's leaving you with 20 or 30 pound every single day growing up. You don't know what to do with that 20 or 30 pound. So you put it aside. And you put it aside. And then all of a sudden you're worried. Oh dear me, my 20, 30 pound every day is in this account and I don't know what's going to happen when I pass away. So now you're not worried about this money. And you're so worried about it that you think by keeping it going, it's going to do you some good somewhere along the line. When it's actually, you may as well put a spider's web in it and leave it in there and wrap it up and make it turn into dust, because it's lying there doing nothing, it's turning into dust. So if you were to take that and then say, okay, I'm comfortable, my family's comfortable, this is my cap, this is all I've ever wanted to make, and I've made it there, and this is all now extra, and instead of just putting it in that cupboard over there or hiding it in a bank account or whatever it is, I can afford to use this to help other people. And then you put that into your community, then you can sit back and you watch all these smiling faces and you watch all these happy people, but you also watch your community getting stronger and better. So in other words, you watch your neighbours getting better and stronger. You might not know your neighbours, but you're the one that done that. You're the one that made your community get better. Now, could you imagine lots of people doing that? Could you imagine how quickly we could get rid of a lot of poverty in the world if we were all to cap what we want? You know? Famous story, Tutankhamun, the gold mine. Tutankhamun passed away. He had people stuffed or whatever it was to become bodyguards, his money and his gold. And he went up to, I don't know if this is true or not, right? But where we got to. But he went up to the gates of heaven, and he's sitting at the gates of heaven. And he's looking at the gates, and he's saying to himself, when are you going to open these gates? Because the gates of heaven according to what everybody's getting told and taught, the gates of heaven are actually locked. So you go up and you can't get in because they're locked till the end of time. So they're actually locked until there's not another human on the planet and the humans are gone. The last human disappears and gone, finito. Up to the gates of heaven, and then the wee man comes along and he opens the gates and lets the people in. But we're not going to go to heaven and whatever we believe we do or supposed to do that. We're all going to go there. But at the end of the day, we're all going to wait at this gate or whatever it is to let us in until it opens. And there sits Tutankhamun, and he goes, the guy next to him, "Oh, hello, how are you? Oh, yeah. Oh, you just up here today? Yeah, yeah. Oh, you were down and out, no money, begging on the streets and died the coldest night in the world, freezing cold, like I said, and no one to help you, no one to do nothing, and you're now sitting next to me, a pharaoh or king or whatever Tutankhamun was, richest man and whatever it is I came from, and you're sitting next to me and waiting to go into heaven. Yes. And are you skint? Well, I've been skint all my life and I'm still skint now. That's a pity because I was rich and I was this, I had all this gold and all this. And then the wee poor man says to me, says, you know something to him? See me? I remember you. I remember hearing about you, everything doing there. And I also remember going to look at your gold in the museum. Because what happened was they buried you and they done whatever they done. You had all these people that you believed was going to look after your stuff, right? And years later, all these thieves come along and stole all your gold. So therefore you've not got any gold. So what was the point of saving it in the first place? And what was the point of putting it there? And what was the point of doing that? It would have not been better to it if you actually took all that gold, mate, put it in their little bars and shared it amongst your community, and your community prospered. But they don't think more about you as a person than what they thought about you. Because in history, if you let you read the history about them, what you think is, what an idiot, what a clown. To have all that gold that could help other people, stick into a funny shaped rock, kill people by modifying them. I believe that's what he done. I'm not sure because I wasn't there. But history tells us that he modified people alive or something. And then die. Then go to where he believed as God's word or to his heaven or whatever it is. But he could take stuff of him. Because if he could have took the stuff of him, when the robbers come in, there'd been no gold there. But there was gold. And it's in museums. They go things that he had. I don't know what he had. I think he had a gold coffin or something, but I don't know. Anyway, so that story tells you that whatever you've got in the world, you ain't taking it with you. I don't care if you are the richest person in the world. You've got too much. There's people without. Help them. You will get a bigger reward. That's right, you will get a bigger reward. You will sit there and wait in that gate open and people will say, hey, I remember you. You're the guy that helped my Auntie Jean, my Uncle Geoff, my aunt, my this, my that. You know, that's what they'll say to you. They won't walk you past and go, oh, yeah, that Tooting guy gave nobody nothing. Thought he was that, kept all himself. Oh, he's probably got to go downstairs because he believed in the God of greed, the God that thinks that he's above people and he can look down on them. He probably end up down there with fire and everything else. Whereas we got to go in there. You're going in there. You know why you're going in there? Because you helped people. Because you will take your time to try and educate and help others. So look at times about that for me to see if I can go upstairs and go to the right place. Yeah, I don't want to go downstairs. I don't fancy it. And to tell you the truth, the heat it kills me, my legs. And today's cold, there's a bit of wind about it, it's swatting me and hurt me. If you hear a dog barking and going crazy, that means there's somebody came to the front door in this place. They've got this dog that is totally nuts. 1 minute it's all quiet, it's in the garden now playing with the garden doors open. And the next thing it's flying through and it's barking, and I'm sitting there going, and then I'll go there, upstairs. And I think he's coming down now. He'll just walk and start gabbing away. Because it's a kind of holiday kind of place here for the weekend, to get me away from my one bedroom where I'm doing my writing and everything else. But anyway, on Tuesday, after the Talk Universal Credit, we're going to be starting on the book of time, and I'm going to be telling you about the book of time. I'm also going to try and work out these split screens and things that somebody's going to show me, and we're going to be doing drawings and things, and we're going to be doing artwork and things like this. We're going to be in a place called the Crazy House, and inside the Crazy House we're going to have guests coming. We're also going to stick your pictures that you emailed to me through printing them on and putting them up on the bronze, the silver and the gold award wall, and we'll be talking about members and things like this. But we'll get into all this now, right? Now I'm going to go because the dog looks as if it's going to go for the door. Here, Jack. Come, Jack. Come, up. There's the dog here. Come up here, Jack. Up here. Jack, come on, up. No, there, look. There's the dog. This is the mad dog. And what this mad dog does, and you can see how it's going to start now, it's looking at the door. So there's someone somewhere coming somewhere. And this dog is going to go and start barking. And you're going to start barking, aren't you? So we go bark. Go away, go do your fighting. It doesn't want to leave me now. Okay. Go and see who's at the door. So when you hear it barking, there you go, told you. It's going to start. It goes mad. So I'm going to have to switch off and let you go now, because I really can't be competing with this dog when it starts. It's so loud and so barking, and it barks when there's no one here as well, to make it even worse. And you never know when it's going to happen. So I'll come out live again, and let's see how far we can get with my chatting, because I talk about it too much. Yes. So just to let you know anyway. Okay. So we'll be looking, and just follow me and follow my, and remember, follow my TikTok, like, follow, share. I will like, follow back. Just put UT, came from UT, or whatever you want to do, so I know it's where you're comfy, and then just ask to follow me back. When I follow you back, I will tell the other people that's involved, help me do this, to follow you as well. So you will probably get more people following you than you actually think. Yeah. Once I'm live and I'm doing the grow parties, which I intend to do is grow parties, jumping in my grow parties, grow. Because while you're growing, I'm growing. Anybody else you know that wants to get a grow parties, jump in my grow parties and grow. It's all about growing, getting yourself live on TikTok and doing your little thing and making a little bit of money. And we're going to tell you about all that as well. We're going to tell you how to do all that. When also we're going to help you do that if you want to do that. If that's what you're after. We're here to help you, to help us, to help you. Does that make sense to you? And if we're using your product, we'll show you your product. We have no trouble with showing your product, okay? We're not affiliated with you. We don't want freebies for people. Not especially now. Especially now that everybody's finding it hard. We'd rather use go better at what you're doing, and we'd rather you share amongst your community. We'd rather you help the smaller person. And not the big massive person that doesn't need help. We'd like the big massive person that doesn't need help to help the smaller people. You understand? And the golden rule that we're telling you is you can't take it with you. You want to make your family known better and everything else, and they go with a name, because we know a lot of families out in the world that have big names, big reputations, and have had them for years and years and years, wouldn't give you a dime. So if you want to be respected, and if you're a dictator for a country and you're dictating people and you're standing them down, come away from that way of life, mate. Look in the mirror, look at what you're doing to your own people, and change your ways. Change your ways, mate. Help your people get better. Doesn't matter where the world you are, who you are in the world. Number one rule: human beings help human beings have a better world for smaller human beings coming into the world. And we make what we can of that. You understand? So it was not always about gimme, 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 gimme. It was about gimme, share, gimme, share. And that's what we want to do. Anyway, love you all. Gonna leave you all. Come back later on, because I'm here for the weekend and there's not much I'm doing here. It's one of these places you can come and just sit down and chill out, watch old fashioned movies, which when the people come to the TV room where I'm actually talking to, I won't be able to say as much. And look after the dog, which I don't have myself, so it's kind of good. And coffee brought to me all day long, and biscuits and tea, and I think I'm in a palace or something. I know it's just a little 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom. And I've managed to be lucky enough to company. Might be coming here quite a lot weekends because I actually don't like it. It's just the aggravation of me getting from A to B. I'm on a stage where I'm actually going to push myself to go out now quite a lot. So I'm going to try my hardest to get out and do things. I'm looking at trying to do something, and I don't have the finance to do everything I want to do, but I'm looking to go live on the TikTok to start paying for things. I really hate other people paying for me, so I really want to try and do it myself. I could do with help if somebody wants to help me. I don't want to force anybody to help me. Yeah. Once I'm started and I'm up there, I'm hoping that I can work out how to pay this back, pay that back, do this, do that, do this. Just like anybody else in the world that's just been a wee bit unlucky in the sense of what happened with the 2019 thing through. And I'm hoping to power it and make it successful. But remember, this channel's not about all that. This channel's about the Book of Time. And it's about the story of the Book of Time and how we're going to do the Book of Time and everything else. And this channel will have links to everything else as it goes along. So we're going to find these links. And as I said, today's my first day of life. And this is my second thing on the first day of life thing. Everything else before that was pre-recorded. So hopefully, and I can actually see and I can actually work this a lot better than I did the last time. I can actually see that I've went over the top again by 37 minutes, nearly 38 minutes. And it's a hell of a long time for a video for YouTube. I'm trying to keep my 10 minutes at the most. That's what I'm going to try and do. If I want to go with TikTok, it's going to be 5 or solid. And it's going to be what I'm talking to you about as well. So that's all going to be on TikTok. When I'm talking to this, I'll have another camera somewhere else, and that'll be live TikTok. Yeah. Catch you later. Bye.